Welcome to Optimal Timelines. My name is Sean, and this is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Now, and this is going to be for your North Node by sign and house. The reason I use the North Node in readings as opposed to your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign is that it's recognized in astrology that your North Node is your North Star. It's what you're here to learn and accomplish and master in this lifetime. So it's much more relevant in readings and your everyday life than your Sun, Moon, or Ascendant sign. Now remember, you're going to want to watch two videos, one for your North Node by sign and one for your North Node by house to get the most out of the readings. So with that, I'm going to connect to the energies and we can begin. I call upon my spirit guides and guardians and the wisdom of my ancestors to bring forth the information that's true and correct for all who see and hear this reading, that it may bring them the most beautiful, happy life possible and set them on their most optimal future timeline. So may it be. Okay, North Node in Aries and or the first house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, very interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is the reversed Four of Pentacles. And when I saw this card, I got this influx of information that came up that this is about releasing things for you for the second half of May. What kind of things? Releasing things that are holding you back, holding you down. It could be in a job, relationships. It could be internally. It could be things like that you're masking your life with, things that just are not serving you anymore. And I feel like the second half of May here is going to give you this opportunity to really release these things. Because you see on the Four of Pentacles, you have the person here who is holding the pentacles over their heart and solar plexus area on their head. So it's in their heart and their mind, and they're almost stuck to it on the ground, all these pentacles. Now, I feel like this is going to tie into, for a lot of you, that has to do with, money, finances, and property. But in more particularly, it's going to have to do with career and work for a lot of you. And I'll tell you why I say that, because there's a couple of cards here that indicate that. But for all of you, it's about releasing things that are like almost like a security blanket when a little kid has a little stuffed toy or a blanket that they need to get rid of. And I feel like you're doing that. And it's like there's this period of you that is growing in a sense. I feel this like energy of like you growing in new ways. Now your timeline cards are, you've got the Queen of Swords upright, you've got the Fool card upright, and you've got the Eight of Pentacles. Now the Eight of Pentacles, this is one of the reasons why I say this has to do with what you're doing for a living, your career. And a lot of you could be thinking of like, you want to do new things or try new things. Remember that with your North Node, whether it's in Aries or the fourth or the first house, either one or both, you are rewarded in this lifetime for being bold, for taking risks, not risky risks, okay, not like really, completely gambling things, but that you are being, told in this lifetime that it's good to like have the courage to risk certain things. And I feel like a lot of you, this is like a career thing, job, going out, but for some of you, it also could be like trying and exploring new hobbies and interests also. So that could play into some of these things too, which can turn into something in the future, like maybe a passion that you have to indulge in it more, a passion of what you might want to do, because it could pay off monetarily in the future. Now, I also say that because if you look down here, this is one of your advice cards. you've got the Three of Pentacles along with this, okay? So this is being recognized for something that you are contributing to the world, contributing in a business, in a company, in a community, just to the world, whether it be, you know, your work or your art or whatever it is. Now, the Queen of Swords here, this is signifying your South Node in Libra, okay? So your South Node in Libra or the 7th house is this card. And there's this transformation that is going to want to come up the second half of May. And you're being asked to, with the Fool card, to, again, like I said, this is about taking risks. The Fool card, you know, we think of when people say, oh, you're a fool, okay, and whatnot, that has like a negative connotation. But in the tarot deck, okay, the Fool is not a negative card. The Fool is someone that, you know, like they say, you know, that song, Fools Rush In. But, you know, a lot of times, you know, foolish people, they have the courage. Some call it foolishness, some call it courage, you know, but they end up winning a lot of times because they're following their true heart. They're following their path, and others can't see it. And others are like, whoa, I can't believe you did that, you know? And so that is what this is indicating, that you are going to be rewarded for taking the steps forward. What those steps are individual to you and how far you want to take those steps. But even taking those first steps of moving into this energy of, and again, I say, like, it's what you're giving to the world, your art, your creation, starting a business, changing jobs, but it has to do with your work and what it is you do with this Eight of Pentacles. So there's this transformation that is going to be available to you if you want to take advantage of it. And I'm being really kind of told that if you take advantage of this and are able to have the courage to, you know, release some of these things that are holding you down to move forward, you're going to come out ahead. Now, we already touched on one of your advice cards, which is the Three of Pentacles. You also have the Two of Swords reversed. Now, again, the Swords is indicating your South Node in Libra or the 7th house. And with it reversed here, this is about releasing, again, if you look at these cards, they're very similar, right? You have the woman here with the Two of Swords. She has her heart covered. Her eyes are blindfolded. She has the sea or body of water of intuition behind her. And so she's blocking herself off from this, from her natural passions and things that she really wants to do in life. And again, you have here with the Four of Pentacles, what do you see similar? The heart and solar plexus is covered. The eyes aren't covered, but the head is covered. And so this is about you releasing things that are holding you back. And the way you release them is there's two ways to do it, okay? When you think of picture someone holding on to something with all their might and then trying to reach for something, right? What you want to do is you don't really have to worry about letting those go. The way you let things go is you go for what it is you want. So it's not like you don't have to go through the pain of, I have to do this big thing and let this go and then I go. No, once you go for what you want, you automatically let that go. But it is a letting go, okay? But however you get there, you're being told to kind of explore this area of life. So anything new that has to do with what it is you want to do for your future, and especially when it has to do with work, or as I said, even something like a new hobby. It also could be taking classes and getting more education on something. That is also work. But I feel like it's all working towards something, whether it's more immediate or whether it's in the future, but something that has to do with, that's going to help you with your career and job and what it is you're going to be doing in the future. So yeah, really important stuff for the second half. Look for opportunities to start working toward your dreams. And remember, moving toward your dreams, it can be scary sometimes, you know what I mean? But don't worry about like all the steps. Just take a few steps toward what it is you want to do, okay, whatever that is. And when you do that, when you walk away by going toward your dreams, you're going to automatically release whatever is in the past. If you still find yourself like holding on to things that you feel in your heart you shouldn't hold on to, then you could work more on, releasing it. But just the act of moving toward your dreams does a lot of the releasing for you. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading that's tailored to you, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. With that, I will say thank you. Make it a great rest of the month, and get ready. We're going to be having a lot more videos coming out in the very near future. Thanks again. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Taurus and or the second house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, really interesting. So the card that popped out for you is the Five of Pentacles reversed. And, this, all the cards mean, they have multi-layers of meanings. But what I was seeing for this for you is, this is actually about the second half of May. You are learning, one of the things you're learning is to be more independent in the world, in your life, to take more control of your life with not necessarily needing the help or approval or anything else of others, but really kind of working on your own independence and feeling the great feelings that it has, that you would have for being independent. Okay. And that's what this card indicates. This is either a card of, not taking advantage of help that could be there in a material way, or this could be not needing to, when it's reversed, needing that help because you're taking care of yourself in a lot of ways. Now, your timeline cards are interesting. You've got the Magician reversed, you've got the Four of Wands reversed, and you've got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Now, what I'm thinking is for a lot of you, this independence or this feeling of being more independent is going to come through something you do in your career, work, something like that. Okay. And the way it's going to come about is interesting because it's going to seem like there could be something that seems like unstable in this situation. Like, for example, you're not sure of, like, just off the top of my head, oh, the company sales are coming in, and is there going to be like, layoffs or something like that, or there's something. That's what this Four of Wands is saying. Like, the reversed fours are always like, you're going from a position of stability to instability. But see, this is a good thing in this case because whatever this thing that might seem shaky, yes, it could be annoying and whatnot, but it's going to help you to move toward independence, whatever that is, which is like, maybe it's like, you know what, I'm going to finally get my resume together and I'm going to, put it online, or I'm going to, I'm going to interview and I maybe, or go for a new position within the company I'm in. But, there's some like upward movement about, taking action. Okay. And sometimes it's the instability in our lives that causes us to do that. So it's actually a good thing. And then the other thing with, the Magician reversed that could play into this is that there could be this thing where maybe where you're at in life, you aren't fully being appreciated for your gifts and talents. Now, that could be in a work setting, But I'm also seeing this too. This could play in the second half of with those around you, like friends, family, significant relationships, significant others, okay, that maybe you aren't being fully appreciated. And when you do that, when you realize that you're not being, that is also kind of a catalyst to, like, push you forward. Remember, the things that motivate us, like push us forward, if we've all heard stories, read books, and watched documentaries of people that have made successful lives, right? And all of us have heard that a lot of that starts with something happens that is unstabilizing in their life, or they're not being appreciated, and it finally pushes them to go toward that independence and that more success. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So if there are some things that are happening the second half of May that don't feel quite right, that are seem a little unstable or shaky, or you feel like you're not appreciated, this is an indication to you that you do have gifts and talents that will be appreciated, but you're being asked to kind of take charge. Again, you're a North Node in Taurus, or the second house. Take the bull by the horns and, move forward in something. Now, your advice cards are, you've got the Wheel of Fortune reversed, and you've got the Ace of Wands reversed. Now, the advice is that, remember, anytime you see the Wheel of Fortune, it is a wheel, okay? So whether it's upright or whether it's reversed, wheels are always wanting to turn, right? So the first advice is that when it seems like life is challenging, it is a blessing a lot of times in disguise, because it's getting us to move, as I said, toward that independence, to take a different path. When things are comfortable, we won't make those changes. You see what I mean? We'll just kind of like, oh, if it's not that bad, we'll just kind of put up with it. And then all of a sudden you wake up and 10 years have gone by, right? So if there are things that are unstable, or if you're not being fully appreciated in your life, it's really something. It's because it's getting you to move, and that's what this fortune is. The wheel, when it's reversed, it's going to go upright again. Now, the Ace of Wands here is interesting, because this is saying that, look, this is going to take some initiative, and it's going to take some courage, right? So it's going to take some energy. Wands are about that fire. It's that inner fire. And that inner fire gets stoked a lot of times. As I said before, change happens when we are prompted to the change. Things happen to where we're like, okay, I got to make this move. I can't do this anymore. I got to move forward, right? So remember that, you're going to be rewarded for um, taking action and moving forward boldly in whatever this is, okay? And you're finding, that when you move into this independence, this is really about self-empowerment, right? But again, I feel for a lot of you, this really has to do, for a large majority of you, with your work and career. Right. So, yeah, interesting reading. Go out there. Yeah, work toward independence. Take the down times as an indication of where you need to go, and it's spurring you on to action, right? Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. If you have any personal questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, that's tailored toward you, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. Thank you for all the gifts and things that you guys help me with this channel with. I really appreciate it very much from the heart. So thank you so much, and we will see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Gemini and or the third house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, very interesting. So, the theme card that popped out for you for the second half of May is the Nine of Cups. And I feel like this month for you North Nodes in Gemini or the third house, there are going to be two distinct groups of people for this reading. For some of you, you're at a point in your life where emotional wishes and dreams could start to be fulfilled, and because this is the wish card, this is emotional wishes fulfilled, and things you could start seeing things moving in that direction. Things you've been working toward, hoping for, can start to like manifest. Now, the for others of you, that energy is available, but this card is saying that to kind of dream harder, to really think more about where your dreams are and what it is you want to manifest. So you're being told to do that. And so if you're at a position where you're like, well, my dreams aren't manifesting before my eyes or whatever, it's only because you need to like focus in on that and work toward them, and maybe you're not dreaming them, you're not really putting that energy in, so you're being told to do that. So I see like two distinct groups of people in this. Now, your timeline cards are, you've got the Ace of Wands upright, you've got the Nine of Swords, and you've got the Emperor card reversed. Now, there is, for a lot of you, there is, with this Ace of Wands, there is an influx of energy, of fire energy that's coming into your life. And this energy wants to be used in a positive direction, which is working toward your dreams and desires. But what I see happening, and what could be a block, is this energy, when it comes in, you want to use it correctly. And some of you, it could end up in like an overactive mental energy. And that's where this Nine of Swords comes in. And the overactive mental energy, this could be like worry and anxiety. And remember, this is coming because, your South Node in Sagittarius of the ninth house, ruled by Jupiter, which is expanding and blowing up things, getting things bigger and bigger, right? And then your North Node in Gemini, or the third house, ruled by Mercury. This is about the mind and intellect and overthinking, right? But in particular, what I have a feeling for most of you is with this Emperor card reversed. And I feel like there is something that's holding you back that has to do with authority figures in your life. So it could be, parents, mother, father. It could be, siblings, other close family members. It could be teachers, professors, even people that you're in a romantic relationship with or have been in a romantic relationship with. Those are all authority figures because they're important authorities in our lives, right? And so I feel like a lot of this could be where it's like this battle of like, are you going to let what is happening or has happened to you with these authority figures block what it is, the life you want to create? And I think that a lot of you are fighting. Some of you are past that, but others, it could be that could be the struggle type of a thing. So what you're really being told to do here is, you're being told to take the energy you have. Don't waste it on worry and anxiety. It doesn't do any help. And don't worry about the past of what those who've been authority figures in your life, have told you, if it's been negative, okay? To move past that. Now, your advice cards are, you've got the Five of Pentacles reversed, and you've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, one of the things that you're being told to do here is, with the Five of Pentacles here, I am seeing that this is a matter of maybe you not wanting to take advantage of the resources that could be around you, particularly resources of other people in your life, people that are around you that can help you in some way, shape, or form type of a thing. And I feel like one of your advice cards is, is while you're going through this to working toward your dreams, to look around you and see, like, who is it that I can partner with, or I can bounce ideas off of, or get ideas from. And you know that every one of you that's watching this has someone, whether it's a friend, a family member, like a workmate, or something to that effect. Okay. And so you're being asked that's a key to moving forward, because this in this lifetime for you, it's really about kind of looking at different perspectives from different people and different viewpoints. That's really going to help you. And then the other card here is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, I feel like this represents an actual person in your life, because the king queen cards, the knights and the pages, can be real actual people in our lives, or they can be energies. I feel like for you this is an actual person, and this person, they could be any gender, or male or female, or any gender at all. Okay, but even though it's a queen, it's kind of a nurturing energy that I feel like this person, and they're probably an earth sign, or they have a lot of earth sign energy, so like, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I feel like that has a big part of their chart and their personality makeup. But I feel like that they in particular, like, you have an ally in this person, and this person is almost like I'm getting the feeling of, like, each one of you has been given this person as like a dream guide, and to help you move forward. And the reason that's important is because it's like, remember, in this lifetime, you're learning to see others' points of view. So this dream ally, okay, you could call this person, they're there for you to bounce ideas or receive ideas from them, type of a thing. Okay, so that's really what you want to do. Think about the next 2 weeks, until even like June. Who around you is there for you to kind of give ideas to you, bounce ideas off of, when you're working toward your dreams. And just remember that you want to focus the energy that's coming into you right now, and focus it in positive areas, not worrying about the past, about old authority figures, or worrying, with anxiety. You want to, like, focus that energy into manifesting your dreams. And I feel like a lot of you are well on your way, to doing that. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope this reading was helpful to you. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading tailored to you, or if you would like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Cancer and or the 4th house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is the Judgment card reversed. Now, this is a card of waking up to something, to waking up from one state of being to another. It's like a wake up call. And in particular, this is not only the universe trying to get your attention, but anytime you see an archangel in the tarot cards, this has to do with something that is very karmic. Something that has to do with your past life karmas, okay? But it is also something coming from the universe. So the universe is trying to give you a heads up on some things, and you're being asked the second half of May here to really kind of pay attention to things that are coming in, because there's messages that are trying to come in. So what are those messages? Okay, we'll look at your timeline cards here. You've got the Queen of Wands reversed. You've got the Three of Wands upright, and you've got the Three of Cups reversed. So some of the things that the universe and your guides want you to know is with the Queen of Wands is you're being asked to kind of transmute your energy a little bit and transmute it in a way that is more like heart centered as opposed to action oriented, more kind of like heart and emotional centered type of a thing, as opposed to taking action. um because a lot of you who are watching this, you have a natural ability to already take action. Okay, you have that, and you're being asked to like kind of redirect that, because when we pause and don't take action, we're able to go in, we're able to connect more with, our emotions and other people's emotions. And so one of the things that's happening is you're being asked to do that. And I think that a lot of you, when you're hearing this, you're like, yeah, I've kind of like been thinking about, I have some like messages where, maybe I should like slow down the energy so you can, feel things. When you're moving too fast, sometimes you really can't, kind of see things in a clear way because you're moving so fast. Now, the other card here, you've got the Three of Wands, and this is a card about perspective. So, what you're being asked here is you're being asked to make sure that your perspective isn't too far. This is another thing that the universe wants you to know, isn't looking too far into the future where you're not paying attention to what's going on around you. But at the same time, don't be overly focused on the immediate thing that's right here and lose focus of the future. I'm seeing like this balancing energy. You're being asked to say, okay, am I being balanced? Am I just like forgetting about what's happening right now and those around me, and I'm just looking toward the future, looking toward the future? Or am I just focusing on too much on the details around me and not really thinking about it? Okay, so you're wanting to find a balance in this of, being able to look toward the future, not obsessing about it, but and also giving your energy, again, it's like an energy thing of giving your energy and time to both areas of life. So that's the kind of second thing that I'm seeing. A lot of you are being told to focus in on. They're trying to give you a heads up. The second thing is with the Three of Cups reversed. Um, you're being asked here, and this is, entwining the maidens, intertwining their cups. Yes, this card is about celebration. It's about a lot of different things, okay? But one of the multi-layered meanings of this card is combining your emotions with others um, for a common goal. And I feel like that for a lot of you, you're being told like, okay, I already have this I already have this natural independence. And a lot of you know that you have this natural independence, but you're being asked to like, okay, where can I partner up with people? Where can I it's about putting other people's needs and emotions, making them important. Because remember, in this lifetime with your north node in the fourth house, uh you know Cancer, or the fourth house, it's about, your relationships in this lifetime, your emotional ties, and making those important. And that what can happen a lot of times with this north node is, because of the Capricorn south node or the 10th house south node, there could be this like desire of always pushing forward toward success, whether that be, financial success, success of any kind, but not putting the importance on the emotional relationships around us. So that's what this card is saying. This is basically about thinking about ways to kind of reorganize these energies to optimize them. And I think when you hear each one of these, it's kind of, you could see where maybe there's adjustments to be made. But I feel like a lot of you have been kind of getting these messages like, yeah, you might want to kind of look at adjusting these things in your life. And the great thing is that when you do that, I feel like this energy that's going to flow into your life is going to be something that it's like this freeing energy. It's like if you ever have like something that an old tool or a bolt that's rusted, and when it finally gives way, I feel like it's going to open up all these things in your life. That's going to feel like this big big relief. Now your advice cards are you got the Page of Pentacles reversed, and you've got the Five of Wands. Um, so one of the things that could be going on with all of this and that makes it hard is there could be a lot of you that you're not hearing the messages that are trying to come into you from your life, because there could you could be super busy. You could have a life that seems or feels like somewhat chaotic. There's a lot of things going around, and there's a lot of distractions. That's really what this card is a lot of times. And so the thing that you're gonna find challenging is to break through the distractions, because it seems like a lot of you would like to. I would like to like connect emotionally more. I would like to be more balanced in looking toward my future and then paying attention to what's going on right now. But there's a lot of, it could be a lot of static or chaotic things that are going on. Here's the thing. What's going to help you is this reversed Page of Pentacles. When you this is about, ultimately what a lot of you are thinking about is like an end goal. I want to do this. I'm doing this and this because there's this end goal of something. It's like a prize at the end of this road, right? And so a lot of you are focusing in on a single prize and working really hard toward this single. It could be whatever. It's not that the prize or working toward it, whatever it is you're working toward, is bad or negative. But what it's doing though is it could be causing a lot of the static, in your life. So what you want to do is like balance these other things that are going on. Like take the opportunity to take those three things, connect emotionally to those around you. They can be of a big help, whoever that is in your life. Balancing out what it is you're thinking about for the future and your immediate needs right now, and then again, taking that fiery energy of goal setting and working toward things that you want, and kind of balancing that and not letting it kind of dominate. Okay. But when you do that, you're taking your your eye off this single prize, and you're looking at more of a balanced viewpoint in your life. So that's what's going on right here. And just remember, don't let the things that could seem, out of whack or chaotic in your life throw you off your path. Work on, this is about you, and importantly, those relationships around you. And the more you can do that and put those things forward in your life, you're going to start to see more success. And as I see this, as I said, this like rusty bolt that's like getting loose and um, getting more free, and it's just going to free up your life, like all this different energy. But anyway, yeah, you've been getting these messages, and so this is kind of a heads up. Remember too that the Judgment card, that when this transformation happens, this is when you become the best version of yourself, and that's really what the ultimate goal is about you coming into your own, and self empowerment, and you becoming the best version of yourself. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading tailored to you, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be going in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. Many blessings. Okay, so this is going to be your monthly Tarotscope reading for May 2024 for everybody with their North Node in Leo and or the 5th house. And this is going to be for the second half of May. Okay, so the theme card that popped out for you is the Nine of Swords. And I feel like what this is telling me is a lot of you North Nodes in Leo or the 5th house, there could be something going on the second half of May that is causing anxiety, a little bit of stress, worry, maybe like not sleeping so well, okay? And there's a way out of it. There's something that you're going through, and what this really is doing is the worry that you're feeling is because you are at the final stages of like kind of a breakthrough. Most of you are at this stage, and even if you're not that close, a lot of you are in line to make this like breakthrough. And sometimes that could be the most like, anxiety ridden time is when we're making, like, right before we make breakthroughs. But the reason that you're feeling that, as I said, is you're at this point where things are transforming or just about to transform. So your timeline cards are interesting because this is kind of showing what wants to transform or what it is transforming. So your cards are the Ace of Cups, you've got the Two of Pentacles, and you've got the Two of Swords. So some of the anxiety, we'll start with the Two of Pentacles here, right? Some of it could have to do with, the worry, money, finances, anxiety. It could be had to do with money and finances, right? And it's coming up to, and it's like it's almost seems like it's there for a distraction that's coming up. But the way around it is that you're being asked to like open up to the true part of yourself. Like that's really the key, and that's causing the anxiety too. Like what I'm getting for you is being true to yourself, because there's distractions going on for a lot of you in your life right now, and some of the anxiety is coming because in your heart of hearts there is something inside you, there is someone inside you that wants to come out. That's this energy, and it's causing the anxiety. Like that's what transformation is, from like, I've said this before, okay, like a caterpillar, transforming into a butterfly from the cocoon, right? And it's it can cause this anxiety because a lot of you are feeling this. Remember, if you're watching this and if you've watched my videos before, okay, if you have a North Node in Leo or the 5th house, you definitely have a seed of greatness in you. Okay. You're being asked, and that seed of greatness could be, it doesn't, they call it the fame North Node because the 5th house rules, entertaining, it rules, art, it rules, film, all of that stuff. Okay. But it could be also a talent of, yes, like music too, but it also could be a talent of being an amazing teacher or something. It's not necessarily fame and fortune, but it's just there's a seed of excellence in you, right? And when a lot of you know in your heart of hearts that you might not be fully living to your full potential, okay, and that's a cause of anxiety. That's what I'm trying to say here. And there's distractions. We can use distractions of like, oh, there's money and things going, I'm juggling all these things, I'm juggling, work, I'm juggling, family, friends, money, finances. Okay, so it could be a distraction, and that can allow you to maybe forget sometimes who it is you truly are inside. Okay, but see, this Ace of Cups, this is what wants to come out. Now the other card here, the Two of Swords, again, you can see that the person is blocked off in their heart area, they're blindfolded to their gifts and talents, or not like seeing them for whatever reason, to their own intuition. But I feel like a lot of you are beginning to, like, the first step is recognizing. You recognize, okay, I know that there is something more in me that wants to come out. Don't even stress if it hasn't come out. Just the fact of getting to that point of knowing it, you're like, okay, I agree. There is something inside me that is a seed that wants to grow into something more than it already is. That's a win right there, okay? Even if you just recognize that. And I feel like a lot of you either already know that, or it's going to be made more evident. So what are your advice cards? Okay, what do you have to do to make this grow? Okay, two things. Your advice cards are, you've got the 3 of Cups upright, and you've got the 5 of Swords. What this is telling you is that you are very susceptible to the opinions of others around you. Okay, everyone that has this North Node, because of your South Node in Aquarius, or the 11th house, which rules groups, organizations, peers, companies. Okay, it's about, you've always really cared about what others think and feel about you. Okay, now there's 2 distinct groups of people in your life. There are people that have supported you emotionally and been your cheerleader, and have been there to encourage you in moving forward in your life. And there's others, and I know that a lot of you have experienced this. This is a big thing where people have not really, that's what this 5 of Swords is saying. It's not really supported you, have maybe even been like negative, or maybe almost kind of like you got the feeling that they wanted you to fail, in some way. So it's like completely 2 different energies. What you're being told to do is, you're being told to, first and foremost, you take charge of that seed inside you. And you want to surround yourself with those that believe in you, those that have an encouraging word to you, those that are supporting you emotionally, mentally, that are there for you. Those that are not, you want to block them out, because remember, it really doesn't matter what others think about you. Okay, in this lifetime, it's about you believing in yourself. And that's what this is about, because people that have this North Node, okay, whether it's Leo and or the 5th house, right? You will be honored for your gifts, but though you have to bring those gifts out. Okay, so your gifts are not going to be coaxed out of you by someone else. You have to bring them out. When you bring them out and start acting on them, it's going to get a very warm reception. But see, that's what this is. This is about, it's about, don't worry about what others think or say about you. Okay, it's what you think and say about yourself internally, right? And so, yeah, really a powerful message for you this month. Just remember, this is a transformation period. Could seem a little stressful, okay, but you got this, all right? Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's a link in the description box below for my website. I can give you some more information. With that, I will say thank you. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Virgo and or the 6th house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, really interesting. So, the theme card that popped out for you is the 5 of Pentacles reversed. And what I'm feeling like for you this second half of May is um, a lot of you are moving toward um, a period of like self empowerment or uh, refining who it is you are in the world. But what this has to do with in particular is a lot of you are getting stronger by refusing to be a victim of life in any way. Like you're becoming stronger by not allowing yourself to think about the past as much and letting that kind of hold you back, which is like a kind of like things that have happened to us. They can come back and harm us because we just keep thinking about them. And I know that if you have this north node, look, one of the more difficult north node, south node, situations is the Virgo north node with the Pisces south node. It's very difficult. A lot of you have gone through some really intense things in your life, in past lives, and also in this life. And it's really one of the struggles that you have with this North Node is to struggle against like a allowing yourself to have like a victim mentality. And I think that a lot of you are refusing to do that. You're like saying, no, I'm not going to let this affect me anymore. And I think that in May, this is like a big theme for you where you're continuing this path of, even in little small ways, of like of self empowerment and allowing yourself, I'm not going to be like the victim anymore. Now, if you're listening to this and watching this and you feel like, a lot of things that have happened to you, and if you feel victimized in certain ways, remember that this is one of the things that you're working toward. You might not be fully able to release it yet, but start thinking along the lines of like, okay, it's only going to get released when you release it, type of a thing. Okay. But I feel like a lot of you are already starting to like let things go. You're saying, okay, that happened. I'm not letting it weigh me down anymore. It's like, cutting that anchor away and letting it sink so you can sail, right? Now, your timeline cards are interesting. You've got the Queen of Pentacles, you've got the High Priestess, and you've got the Page of Pentacles. Now, all of these cards, it was very clear to me when I laid them down. All of these cards are about ways that you are empowering yourself, about ways you're transforming, with things that you're ways and things that you're adding to your life that are making you become a different person. So starting off with the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles, this is getting in touch with, the important things of life, the physical aspect of life, taking care of yourself, your body, your mind, eating good, sleeping enough, connecting to the earth, taking care of enjoying life. All of these things are really important, like focusing in on the important things of value in your life. All of that is one of the ways that you're transforming. And this could be, as I said, a lot of health related things. You could be working on, moving toward a more healthier you. Now, the other way that you're transforming is you've got the High Priestess. And the High Priestess, this is a card of empowerment where you're working in the balances of life. You have the dark pillar and the light pillar. You've got, negative energy sometimes in life. You've got positive. But the High Priestess is able to be herself, but when within both energies, and balance them out. She's not letting either the light or the dark hinder her in any way. This is about you're developing in some of your skills. A lot of you have natural skills with your Pisces or 12th house north node of, psychic abilities, intuitive abilities, spiritual power and beliefs. Okay, this is about you empowering yourself spiritually, magically, in any way, connecting. And this is like one of the aspects of your life of self empowerment. But you're bringing this you're bringing these gifts from your south node into your north node. Okay, so this is one of the ways, enhancing your personal power. Okay, all of this is in the High Priestess. And then with the Page of Pentacles, this is about focusing in on, one of the ways you're empowering yourself is focusing in on what's really important in your life, like who and what is important in your life, with no distractions, because the page here is focused in on um, what is important in their life. It's what it is that you value personally. Okay, with no distractions, but focusing in on it so you can enhance it. Okay, that's like a skill and a gift, because this is focusing on the positive. Okay, this is one of the things, the way you're transforming, and you're saying, like, no more will I allow, like, life and life circumstances to beat me down. And so if you're watching this and maybe you don't feel like you're moving towards self-empowerment, just start taking those steps that we were talking about, and start focusing in on this. The key thing is that the past has to be let go. It can't be changed. There's nothing that we can do about it except learn from it and accept that it happened. And it happened for lots of different reasons, and all of us have things that were challenging in our past and in our past lives, right? So it's something that we are the ones that give it power and allow it to continue to kind of harm us, in a way. But I feel like most of you are, like, moving away from that. You're moving toward these things that I was talking about, of this, like, kind of self-empowerment and like the best version of yourself. Now, your two advice cards are, you've got the Moon reversed and you've got the Judgment card upright. This is interesting. So these cards are going together because what's happening here is the second half of May, and that's what's tying all of this in, and it's going to help you with this transformation, is the Moon card reversed is things that were hidden to you, hidden to your consciousness, to your conscious mind, are coming to light. Things that you did not know about. The Moon reversed is things are coming to light that were kept from us or that were hidden from us. This could be having, like, for example, a realization about something in our life. We have, like, all of a sudden it's like that aha moment, but before we didn't get it, it was hidden from us. And then this is about this kind of awakening. Now, the Judgment card is this awakening that I'm talking about, but in particular, that this is messages that are coming through to you from various means. It could be from your own subconscious, so it comes in dreams or something. It could come from things you hear or see, things that, or just a realization you might have about your life. But it's this kind of, like, wake up call. And this is very karmic, right? Whenever you see an archangel on one of the tarot cards, it's something that is karmically tied to your life and past lives, right? So yeah, it's really interesting that these cards are like going together, because this is playing into this intuition. So what it is you want to do is you want to pay attention to messages that are coming into you the second half of May from those sources that I talked about, especially from within you. Messages that are maybe bringing to light things that you weren't aware of, okay? Because that's going to help with this whole, like, transformation thing that's going on with you. But yeah, really, as I said before, if things aren't transforming in your life as quickly, or if at all, in your life, what you want to do is, again, it's time to focus in on the future, the here and now, and the future, and, like, let the past go, and refuse, say, okay, I'm not going to be a victim of anything anymore. And when you just the act of doing that, and then start listening toward, messages that are coming in from different sources, okay, and when you do that, you're going to have this like wake up thing that's gonna put you on this road. But yeah, very very powerful second half of May. Just remember, keep your eyes, ears, and heart open, right? And listen for these things that are coming to light, because they're going to help you in this whole path of empowerment. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's going to be a link in the description box below for my website. With that, I will say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. North Node in Libra and or the 7th house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, very interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is the reversed Knight of Swords. And when I saw this card, all of the knights in the tarot deck are cards of movement. They're on horses. So these are cards of movement or lack thereof. In this case, what I'm thinking is that the next 2 weeks or the last half of May, there's going to be a situation that comes up that you're dealing with, and this is to work on your north path, on your soul path, that has to do with either taking action or knowing when, like, not to take action and the right amount. It's basically you have to judge what it is you need to do in order to, do you need to like move forward in something, or take action on something, or kind of hold back. Let's look at your timeline cards to get some more kind of detail into this. So you've got the 4 of Wands upright. You've got the 6 of Swords reversed, and you've got the 5 of Swords upright. What I'm thinking is that the situation is involving you having to face a situation head on, and you want to think about the kind of action that you want to take. With the 6 of Swords here, what this is indicating is, this is saying that when this situation happens, and by the way, the situation, I'm getting that it's something that is with this 5 of Swords. It could be an unpleasant confrontation with someone in your life. For each of you, it'll be different. It could be someone, like a friend, family member, a coworker, a significant other. Okay, but it's something that the action that you might be tempted to take is to move away from the situation, like not take action directly, but the action you would take would be move away and not confront it, and move away from it, which is the 6 of Swords. And I'm getting that that's not the right way to handle it, especially for your North Node. But at the same time, because of your Aries South Node or South Node in the first house, because of this South Node, you want to make sure that you are handling it tactfully, and not either running away from it, but and also not like overly aggressively, assertively kind of confronting the situation. But you want to do it with tact. Remember, in this lifetime, with your North Node in Libra or the 7th house, you're learning about working through relationships, working with people. It's not always black and white. It's not always I'm cutting you off, or I'm going to, completely destroy you type of a thing. Okay, that's that Aries tendency. Because look, one of your natural gifts, if you have this North Node, is with that Aries South Node, you have the gift of bravery and courage, and you have the ability to take action. But remember, you're being told that in this lifetime to take the right action. Okay. So to be more clear, this is going to be something that there's going to be a situation that could trigger you. Okay. With this Five of Swords, and you're being asked to not move away from it passively, but handle it with tact, because whether you attack this situation head on and aggressively, overly aggressively, or whether you just completely ignore it is not the right thing. The hardest thing to do is to handle this situation with tact. Now, I do think that with this Four of Wands here, that this could take place somewhere within a home environment, somewhere within some sort of a celebration. So a birthday party, a wedding, or some other type of a gathering, like a party. But the Four of Wands here, the four indicates the stability of of home, and it could also be like a celebration. Okay, but the stability of the four could also be like the four walls of like a business. Okay, so where it's going to happen, it's going to be somewhat public, and that's what makes this difficult, right? Because I'm getting the indication that however this happens, it for most of you, it's going to be something to where other people are going to be aware of it. And so that makes it even more difficult, because obviously, you have people, what are they going to do when this happens? Okay. So that is bringing a different element in. Now, here's the thing. The answer is going to be, you're saying like, well, what do I do if I don't want to overreact to it and I don't want to walk away from it? So how do I handle it with tact? Okay. Let's look at your advice cards. Okay. You've got the Emperor reversed and you've got the Moon card. What this situation is that there are things that are hidden within this situation that you aren't fully aware of. There are circumstances that are hidden and underlined, and it's not going to make sense. Like when we see another person's or take the brunt of another person's action in our life, um, we don't understand why it took place a lot of times. We're just looking at it. What happened? What did they do? What did they say? What does it have to do with me? But the feeling I'm getting with this is that when we look deeper into a situation, like for example, we know we've seen this portrayed in stories a lot of times, like we've seen it portrayed in movies and books and whatnot, right? Television shows, where you find out that the person is acting that way because, let's say, it's like the bully in school because they're bullied at home or abused as a child in their home, or they are going through something to where they're stressed out and they have like there's a person that has some sort of an illness, and now that doesn't justify. This is not justifying what they do, but what I'm trying to tell you is that when this situation comes up, it's not coming out of just pure meanness or spite or because they're horrible people. And as I said, it doesn't justify it. But a lot of times in life, we have people in our lives that are like people, like just in a small way, that are close to us, right? And they're good people. And sometimes they're just in a bad mood for whatever reason. They're not feeling well or whatever. And they do something or they snap at us, right? And you find out that, they have, a splitting headache and they're super hungry or something like that, and it's like people get irritable. We're human. We're human. So what I'm saying is that there's something regarding this. And so when we're dealing with relationships in our lives, and okay, this is hitting home for me, okay, because I have my Pluto in the first house, okay, which is Aries, right? So that would be like a south node, and it's very similar to a south node in the first house. And so we have to look deeper. There's sometimes where we have to show understanding. It's not always black or white, cut and dry type of a thing. So the moon is indicating that there's something hidden within this, and then the Emperor reversed is that this is something to do with the person. There's a lack of power, meaning they feel a lack of power in their life or have felt a lack of power in their life, but also this is challenging your power like, you know, when your natural indication when something like this comes up is to defend yourself or defend someone else, or whatever. And that, because that's like, you know, kind of an attack on our power, on your power, right? And so that there's a power dynamic, and there's something hidden there. And so what you want to do is you want to, if you really want to be your strongest, it's take that more difficult road of not accepting the situation, and not walking, you know, and not walking away from it, but not attacking it, but dig deeper, confront it with courage and with tact. That is the higher path of getting along with people in, you know, with the Libra way. It's the Venus way. It's like having a compassionate heart, but not losing, you know, that warrior spirit. Okay, there's a time where, you know, that has to come out. You never want to lose that. And so this is a balancing act. Okay, it's not going to be easy, right? But anyway, when this situation comes up, this might seem like, you know, annoying, or this might seem like a really minor thing, but this is a huge thing to learn. Think about it. Think about how we handle situations. It's not always in life easy to just say, like, black or white. I'm just going to completely give in, or I'm going to completely destroy the person. That's not how life works. Like, to have relationships, we have to, like, kind of deal with it, like, what's going on with you, you know, type of a thing. And okay, you know, and so that is the more difficult thing. And when you can master that, you're on your way to really leveling up on your path, because you already have the skill of being able to take immediate action and, you know, do that warrior thing. Okay, but this is like the wise warrior type of situation. So really interesting stuff. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading tailored to you, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's going to be a link to my website in the description box below. Check it out and get some more information. With that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Scorpio and or the 8th house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, really interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you is the Four of Swords reversed. And most of you are coming out of this period in your life of kind of inactivity, but inactivity more or less like emotionally is what I'm getting, energetically and emotionally. And it was like, almost like I'm getting this feeling of like you felt like you needed to kind of bide your time, like you were kind of waiting for the right moment to make moves and whatnot. And you're coming out of this period, as I said, of of inactivity, emotionally especially, right? And what you're doing is this all about emotions. This second half of um, May for you. Let's look at your timeline cards. Oh, you've got the Seven of Cups upright. You've got the Knight of Cups, and you've got the Ace of Wands. And what I'm seeing here is that there, for each of you, it's going to be slightly different, although it's the same thing. There's emotions that are going on for many of you with this Seven of Cups. You're at the point now where you are able to make emotional choices and decisions of which way you want to go. It's like there's been this period of the inactivity emotionally, and you're kind of like at the point now where, okay, I kind of know and feel what I want to do. Now, these emotional choices could be like going in a new direction in a career, making a big move to a different place, adjusting yourself within relationships, but you know, or just, you know, any sort of big decisions that are of an emotional nature. They have to be emotionally connected to you, and things are becoming more clear to you. If you're feeling still confused emotionally about what direction you want to go to, don't worry. Okay, it'll come up. I'll give you some tips of what I'm seeing. For the most of you are coming out of it and are seeing like more clearly, even though it's not perfectly clear possibly where you're supposed to go. You're feeling more okay, like now I know what I have to do. It's like, well, you're ready to move forward. Now, for a lot of you, with this Knight of Cups and also the Ace of Cups here, over in your advice cards, there could be, moving forward in a relationship or new relationships coming in. But also this Knight of Cups is the romantic dreamer. It's kind of like moving toward also your dreams and desires and things you want. And this, as I said, this could involve, you know, moving physically, or as I said, just moving in a new direction, new career, starting a business. Okay, moving toward your dreams. But this romantic dreamer card is really positive for you, because really what you're doing is you're beginning to really, if you don't already know, you're beginning to really realize the power of your emotions, your personal emotional power, and how it can help you and propel you in life, and how sometimes, like you already have this Taurus south node or south node in the second house. You know what physical hard work can do, or you know moving forward physically, but now you're putting the emotional, think of like, the physical work, or your south node being like the car or the vehicle, right? And your emotions are like the fuel that power that vehicle. Okay, that's what I'm kind of feeling and seeing here, right? And where it's going is, with the Ace of Wands here, is that this is, an influx of energy. I'm seeing like a renewal for a lot of you, where this is infusing your life with new energy. When you open up this emotional dimension in your life and start moving toward where your heart is taking you, and where it is, like truly knowing yourself and where you want to go. This is infusing your life with a lot of great energy. Now let's look at your advice cards. You've got the Five of Cups reversed, and you've got the Ace of Cups. Now, one of the reasons that this is like spurring you along is that you are you should be looking at things that have happened to you in your past emotionally, and realizing that they were just experiences for you to learn by. And I think that that's what this Five of Cups, is really telling you. If you look at this card closely, if you examine it, the person is obviously sad, upset, not happy that three cups have spilled out on the ground. Okay. And these are things, these are emotional losses, right? But right in back of this person is two cups that are upright. There is things that are left from this, and gifts. And what you're really learning is that these emotional hits you took are not going to define your future. That's what you're beginning to learn. And I feel like the second half of May, you're starting to realize that like you're not going to let it define your future. Because in back of this card here, there is the road leading over a bridge to better days, beautiful hills in the background. Okay, so there is, um, you know, life after the spilled cups. There is life after that, and that's what you're beginning to realize, that your past and even your present does not necessarily, you don't have to let it define your future, right? Now the Ace of Cups is a good thing. That's what this is saying. This is like a renewal. You want to allow this emotional energy to come in and infuse you. And as I said, for some of you, this could be like um, opening up energy to allow new love into your life, or a renewal. Even for a lot of you with this Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups, it could be a renewal of the relationships you already have in your life. So that is, when I say new relation, it's like it could be a new or a renewal type of a thing that's happening. And just, yeah, allow it to happen. It's happening organically. It's happening naturally. You know, just allow it to happen. Go with it, and realize that the more that you can delve into the complexity of the emotional side of your life, the better you're going to be, because that is your fuel moving forward. That's what's going to propel your vehicle into your future. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal tarot reading that's tailored to you and you have any questions in your life, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's going to be a link to my website in the description box below. We can give you some more information on that. But with that, I'll say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Sagittarius and or the ninth house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, really, really interesting. So the theme card that popped out for you for the second half of May is the Nine of Swords. With your North Node in Sagittarius or the ninth house, the battle for you, one of the battles of your life that you are learning to master in your life, is the ability to control your thinking and your mind. We all have, when in our chart, we all have our own personal battles based on our placements, right? So for like an Aries or first house south node person, which is ruled by the planet Mars, their you know, their challenge is to rule their impulsive actions, or like, anger or energy. They're there to control their energy output, right? But for you in this lifetime, one of the challenges is controlling your mind. And with this Nine of Swords, I feel like there's this influx of energy that you've been experiencing, and a lot of you, there's a lot of like possible worry and anxiety, and just general like stress, but like mental stress or mental distress that you could be experiencing. And the second half of May is an opportunity for you to tame the thinking that you have, right? Because remember, one of the gifts that you have with your South Node in Gemini and or the third house is the ability of, like quick thinking, of thinking of multiple possibilities at any given moment, right? It's the gift of Gemini and the planet Mercury, which is ruled by your South Node, right? But what can happen a lot of times is it's like it could be overthinking or using the mind, like worry. That's one of the kind of negative aspects of the planet Mercury and that energy. So I feel like this is what you're working on the second half of May here. Now let's look at your timeline cards. How is this going to play out? Okay, you've got the Wheel of Fortune upright. You've got the Star card upright, and you've got the Two of Wands reversed. Okay, whenever I see the Wheel of Fortune in a reading, especially when it's upright, or when I see the Star card in a reading, especially when it's upright, um, even if I see one or the other, it's significant, and it means that there's some like karmic things that are going on and blessings and like the opportunity to level up. When I see both of them in a reading that is upright, it's telling me that most of you are very close to leveling up on your path. You're very close to breakthroughs in a positive way, and that this is like if you can master what they're telling you to do, which is to control the output of your mind, not like overthinking. If you can do that, this is an opportunity to really go on your path and take it to the next level. Now, most of you are worried about with this Two of Wands is you're worried about things in the present, but you're also worried about how things in the present could be affecting your future. There's a lot of worry about things right now, but especially reflecting into your future. And what you want to do is you don't want to allow that to happen, because worrying, for this is for all of us, worrying never helps anything. We do it automatically because it's a natural human thing, because it gives us something to do. Like when we're feeling stressed and anxious about something, what worrying does, it feels like we're preparing or for something, or we're working on a problem, but it really doesn't help us. But we naturally do it because we feel like it's helping us. It's like, for example, when we get angry, when we smash our finger with a hammer or something and we get hurt, right? I mean, the first thing is like we're feeling pain, but we feel anger a lot of times because it's our way of dealing with that pain, right? So one of the ways we deal with stress, especially with this energy that I'm seeing here with your South Node, is it could be like with worry and anxiety, right? But what I'm here to tell you is you don't have to worry about it, and that if you can stop yourself from worrying and to just take a more proactive, like don't allow it to keep you up at night, don't allow it to occupy your mind. Like if you can take the reins and control of your mind, it could be a really positive thing in your life. And I'm seeing like it's a difficult test, but if you can do this, as I said before, it's like a very, very big positive, and very rewarding for your life. Like I see like immediate rewards for you, and this is the best way to, basically by doing this, you're actually creating a more positive future for yourself, the future that you're worried about, right? Um, but one of the things that keeps coming into my thought process and intuition here is that most of you watching this probably heard of the book The Power of Now, okay, Eckhart Tolle. And if you haven't, think about looking into that book, or going on YouTube, watching other videos. But as I said, a lot of you probably are aware of that book, right? That's really what I'm talking about here. I'm really feeling like if you focus in on what is going on around you right now and handling whatever it is you need to handle, and not worrying about the future, not worrying about the past, because I also see that there, with this Two of Wands here, there could be like a worry about your past, right? um Now let's look at your advice cards. You've got two pages here. You've got the Page of Wands and you've got the Page of Swords. Now, these are interesting because the page cards are a lot of time messages. They mean messages. And in this case, I'm feeling like these messages are the messages that you're sending to yourself. A lot of time, the page cards are, as I said, messages are usually coming from somewhere else to us, right? But I think these are the messages that you're sending within yourself. We'll start with the Page of Wands. If you look at this card closely, wands are about energy, right? But the page is focusing in on the wand that he is holding in his hand. He's focusing in on that. He's not distracted about things around him. He's not distracted about things in the past. He's not distracted about, like with the Two of Wands here, looking out to the future. He's focusing in on the immediate things that he is in control of, okay? That is one of the ways that you can kind of tame this kind of mind and thought process, right? Focusing in on the energy of, the positive things that you have going on in your life, enjoying your life, enjoying your energy. So this is about like kind of refocusing the mental energy that's going on, and focusing it actually into um, a physical sense. So, like, what I mean by that is one of the ways that Eckhart Tolle talks about dealing with the overactive mental energy is to focus it within the body, within your um, how are you feeling? Are you feeling okay? Like, I'm taking a warm shower. This warm shower feels amazing, or I feel this cool breeze, or I'm drinking this ice cold drink. Like you're focusing in on the immediacy of your physical body in this place and time, and you're not up here, but you're in here, right? Now, the other thing with the Page of Swords is that this is a card of not only messages, but it's a card of vigilance. And if you can see here, the page is keeping a hold of the sword, representing like mental energy, right? But they have it under control, and they're using their energy into for a positive way. This is a card of vigilance. It's a card of being in control. Like, there are two hands on this sword, that you're not thinking, right? You're thinking, and you're using but you have it under control, and you're not obsessed with looking at the sword, which is your mental energy, but you have it under control, and you're able to use that while you're looking outward. So you're using it to your benefit, type of a thing. Okay. Essentially, what I'm saying here is that if you find yourself with the second half of May, where there seems to be a lot of worry, anxiety, stress, mental stress, especially, right? You're being asked to, if you can, work on getting it under control, staying in the present moment, staying present in your life, not worrying about the past, or anxious about the past or the future, or even the present for that matter. But if you can stay and keep yourself from worrying, you can really like level up on your path. Okay, this is a huge positive thing. So yeah, very interesting stuff. I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading that's tailored to you and your chart, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed, where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's a link in the description box below to my website to give you more information. But with that, I will say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Capricorn and or the 10th house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, very interesting. So, the theme card that popped out for you is the Ace of Swords. And I feel like the second half of May, there is going to be a situation that's going to come up in your life that's going to require courage, emotional courage, and it's going to require you to, I really feel like, kind of stand up for yourself in some way, and you know stand up in a situation that might feel a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, but this is a really a call to you to kind of take action in some way. Now let's look at your timeline cards. You've got the Five of Wands reversed. You've got the High Priestess reversed, and you've got the Three of Swords reversed. Now, we'll start with the High Priestess, right? Because what I'm seeing with this situation in May, this really is a situation that is training you for self-empowerment. The High Priestess reverse, this is you and your energy. Remember that your gifts are found, a lot of your gifts are found in your South Node, which is, Cancer or the fourth house, okay, ruled by the moon. A lot of you are not fully aware of how powerful a person you are. And there's a lot of reasons for that. One of them being that maybe your gifts and talents haven't been fully recognized with those, by those around you growing up, maybe friends, family members, parents or whatnot, different jobs. But you are a very, very powerful person. And the reason I say that is that in this lifetime, what you're doing is you're balancing out your your emotional intelligence that you have naturally in your south node, and you're adding to it what's wanting to come up is to add this Capricorn energy, which is mastering something, having the courage to go out into the world beyond the safety net, beyond the safety of a family or a company or in the cocoon, you're being, or out of the nest. It's time to go out into the world and establish yourself in doing something, okay? But never losing the power that you have, this natural gift of this emotional power. So what I'm thinking for this, that's going to come up in May is that there is going to be a call to where, there's going to be something that, you look at the Three of Swords reversed here, right? That is, I feel like it's what I would classify for most of you as a minor emotional hit, because I'm seeing like the reversed Five of Wands, which is like, a situation that could be like, chaotic, competitive. There's this competition. And so you could, like, a lot of times people look at the Five of Wands, it's like could be like fighting or competition of some, but it's like a unpleasant kind of chaotic situation where, it's like every person has to like kind of stand up for themselves type of a thing. But I think that for most of you, it's going to be some sort of a minor thing, but you're going to feel it emotionally because, like, you feel things deeply, okay, with this placement, with this North Node placement. And what you have to realize is that the gift of your emotions is a real strength and asset to you, but there is a time to where you have to sometimes toughen it up. There's a time to where, there's a time to put armor of protecting our emotional body, protecting our heart, and there's a time to open it, right? So what this situation is teaching you is, it's teaching you to stand up for yourself and protect yourself and not allow it to like wound you too deeply emotionally. But see, the tricky part is that what happens a lot of times with people that have this placement is they get to the point where the injury causes them to build a wall, a fortress around the heart, which is the wrong thing to do. Um, what you're really being told to do is that when you take this emotional hit, it's like, oh, okay, you feel it, okay, feel it, you understand where it came from, but then letting it go, and then you're like, okay, you have to put up your protective barrier, but that protective barrier is temporary. We're not supposed to go around in life with the fortress around our heart. And see, so that's kind of the danger, is that either people go through life with their heart completely open and vulnerable at all times, and they, get all these like emotional hits to their emotional body, right? In their heart, or they are tired of that happening and they just build a fortress. The more difficult path is to keep your heart open, but then protect it temporarily when you need to. And that's what I think this situation is. I think it's going to be a situation that is going to cause you, and you're going to have to stand up for yourself. That's what, this Ace of Swords is. It's a time to when you have to pick up the sword and you have to like stand up for yourself, okay? And what this is teaching you is that this is a toughening up process. Okay, this is getting you, and this skill is not to be taken lightly. It's not anything that should just be taken very lightly. It's something that is very, very important. And it's like creating toughness without permanently cutting yourself off from the world and others around you. So yeah, it's not going to feel good, right? But what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to, deal with it in the best way that you can, right? Now let's look at your advice cards to kind of get some more detail. So you've got the Nine of Swords here, and then you've got the reversed Seven of Swords here. Now, in the reverse Seven of Swords, what I'm feeling like is that the difficult part of this situation is when it happens, you might not feel like you have the, I guess you could say, like the strength or the courage to handle it. You're not gonna feel like, it's not gonna be just like an easy win, and that could be, it could be difficult to deal with. So what you're being advised is not to go into a situation where it's causing you like mental stress, worry, where you're like worrying about it, and you're taking the energy of whatever this situation is and applying it into, worrying, anxiety and like mental energy. But what you want to do is you want to just stand your ground. And even if you don't feel like you're completely strong enough to handle this, and if it feels difficult, what I'm seeing here is that just the act of you standing your ground, even if you don't feel like you can fully win the situation immediately, if you feel, because a lot of times, you're not going to feel like possibly like you're confident enough to completely win the situation immediately, but just the courage of you standing your ground is a huge win. And what I see is that when you do this, this is a huge step in you moving forward on your path. Okay, this is something that's going to come up, and it's part of you're able to withstand this type of a situation, and it's strengthening you, and it's putting you further ahead, into, well, basically like a better timeline, a better life type of a thing. So that's a difficult thing. It's easy. Well, I'll say it's easier to confront situations when we think like, yeah, I'm prepared. I can handle this. I've got this. But to face something when you don't necessarily feel super confident that you could do it is really difficult. But the act of standing your ground is a huge win, and I see like you will be rewarded by the universe for doing this. But yeah, like this isn't going to be like an easy, simple thing to handle. Just remember, whatever this situation is for each of you, remember that you are a naturally powerful person. You have one of the greatest gifts on earth, which is the power of emotional strength and emotional intelligence. All you're doing now is you're learning by all of this in your life, balancing that out. Okay. You're just balancing that out with now you're learning when to protect that gift you have. And that's going to take, you know, protecting your heart at times and standing your ground. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you. And I hope you found some value in it. Really, I wish you all the strength and love to handle this situation. And you got this. I really feel that if you can just do this, even if it feels uncomfortable, you're going to see that next month and through the summer, this is a big leveling up thing for you in your path. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading tailored to you, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's moving to, and where it could be going in the future, there's going to be a link in the description box below from my website to give you more information. With that, I will say thank you. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Aquarius and or the 11th house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, really interesting. So, the theme card that popped out for you is the reversed Five of Wands, okay? And what I'm seeing with this second half of May for you is there's a situation that is going to be like what I'm feeling like either like a minor scuffle or confrontation, but I'm also feeling like a competitive situation, like people are competing somehow. They could be like in a job situation or like a family situation or something, like something where there's like competing forces like trying to outdo each other, or it could be something that is like kind of like a minor, like a minor scuffle, or a situation that seems like somewhat chaotic. But there's some sort of a competition involved where you're being kind of spurred on to kind of jump into this and you know compete in some sort of a situation. But as I said, it could be like whether it's like some sort of a confront not confrontation, but like a situation of like a group dynamic, because I feel like there's more than two people involved. It's not just you and another, but it could be like multiple people involved. And the reason this is happening is this is a big training thing, and this is a life path directing situation that's happening. So the situation itself is actually has like a higher meaning that might not be completely clear to you right now, but it will come to light in the near future. So let's look at your timeline cards. You've got the Fool card upright, you've got the Six of Wands reversed, and you've got the Moon. Now, the Fool card, it's not a bad card. Like when you call someone a fool, like that's what people think. Okay, but the Fool card is about new beginnings and looking at life with fresh eyes, with fresh emotions. It's almost like it could be like a young person's exuberance, um, uh, like positivity, looking at the glass half full type of a thing. But it's a card of moving forward. And what I feel like is that this situation is showing you where it is like that you want or need to go. So that's why I said there's something more to this. The situation where it's a conflict or a competition of some sort is not the end all be all of what it is. It's that is happening to direct you on your path. Now, the thing that's interesting is that in this situation, with the Six of Wands reversed, a lot of you, especially because you have your South Node in Leo or the fifth house, right? You could feel like maybe you know you didn't win it. You didn't conquer or win this situation, whatever this is for you. Okay, you didn't win it, but it doesn't matter because it has a higher meaning for you. It's getting you the situation, whatever this is getting you to direct you on a different path in some way. So I'll give you a quick example, and this just popped into my head. Let's say a person has been trying to like make it in the music industry for the longest period of time. Okay, they're struggling, and then they finally go up to an audition where they're competing with other people for a record contract, let's say. Okay, and they compete, and even though they have talent, they know they have talent, for whatever reason, they don't get this right, and so they feel dejected at first. But what happens is that spurs them. They finally realize, like, what I really would like to do is, maybe like I'll open up a music store, or maybe I'll, teach music, or do something else, or even something completely different. And we've heard this time and time again, this type of a story where someone goes, off into the world they have the intent to do something, but they get redirected, and they get redirected with what seems like a loss, but that loss is actually they don't understand because it's hidden from them, the deeper meaning of that. And I'm feeling like within this situation, it's something to that effect, to where it's there to redirect you on your correct path, okay, the fool, on a new path. But it's going to feel like, like you didn't win it, whatever it is, but it doesn't matter because you weren't supposed to win it necessarily, right? And the moon is saying that there are things that are hidden that are going to come to light later on, and that it's only later on where the person looks back in the example I just gave, where they say, "Oh, yeah, I that losing that competition was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I moved from LA back to a small town," or whatever. And in other words, they found their happiness through what seemed like a loss type of a thing. But that was hidden from them at that time. But then looking back, it came to light, right? Okay, so let's look at your timeline cards. You've got the Three of Wands upright, and you've got the reversed Knight of Wands. So this is reinforcing what I was saying. This situation that's happening here, this competition or this conflict, is getting you to look toward your future in a different way. New horizons. This is opening up yourself to new horizons. And the Knight of Wands here, this is giving you a heads up that, look, going through this, the difficult part is energetically, it might not feel very pleasant in the moment. So it's like, you've worked hard for something, and you've been pushing and pushing and pushing. In the example I gave, let's say, right, this person's pushing and pushing and pushing. They've worked hard, and they go to this competition, and it doesn't work out. Okay. So it's a hit on the energy. They feel dejected in some way. And the difficult thing is that can cause, a whole bunch of other things. It could cause, like, they could get, like, bitter or depressed, or whatnot. And, this is because, of your South Node. You have this gift of creativity, of wanting to give and share your gifts with the world, right? And you will be able to share your gifts, but I'm getting like this is a redirecting of how you should share these gifts in the world, right? And so with the reverse Knight of Wands is that, again, this is, think of this as your South Node. You were going in a different direction. You were going in a certain direction, right? With your South Node in Leo, and you were passionate about it, and that's great. You have this natural passion. You're working towards something that you think that you want or you need, right? And when this happens, it is like kind of taking you off that, right? But remember, whatever this is for the positive part of your path, right? This is really redirecting you in a better way, and you will see that that when it comes to light, you're going to have that aha moment where you're like, oh, I can see why I wasn't, able to go down this road, okay? And because it's a much happier, more stable road for you that you're being redirected on. But as I said, it might not feel great in the moment because, you naturally have this competitiveness, and you want to, win, and, as I said, share your gifts. But you will be able to share your gifts. It's just being redirected. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading tailored to you and your chart, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. Make it a great second half of May. We'll see you on some more videos. Many blessings. Okay, North Node in Pisces and or the 12th house. This is going to be your May 2024 Tarotscope reading for the second half of May. Okay, very interesting. So the card that popped out for you as a theme card is the Queen of Swords. And I feel like this card is representing you and your energy, but particularly it's representing your South Node in Virgo and or the 6th house, right? So swords are ruled by all of the air signs, and your South Node is an air sign, and it's ruled by the planet Mercury, right? And what I'm seeing here is that there is a balancing that's happening in your life right now that is you're going to be able to tap into some of the second half of May, some of your South Node gifts, right? And how is that going to play out? Let's look at your timeline cards. So you've got the Queen of Cups reversed, right? Queen of Cups reversed, and this is representing your North Node in Pisces, okay, ruled by Neptune, right? And you're also on your timeline, you've got the Ace of Swords and you've got the Chariot. Now, the Chariot here this is a card of the balancing act, moving forward in a balanced way. And you've got quite a few cards here that are indicating, the planet Mercury. And I mean, look at what you have. You have the Queen of Swords. She's holding the sword upright. You've got the Ace of Swords holding the sword upright. And then you also, we haven't gotten into it, but you have on your in one of your advice cards, the Justice card reversed, again, holding the sword, right? So what you're balancing is there's going to be a situation that is going to require you to make some adjustments uh, from your South Node to your North Node, right? You're going to have an opportunity to bring that. What could that be? Your gifts of focus. This is in your South Node, right? Your gifts of organization, your gifts of planning, of being able to organize. That's another thing. All of those gifts are going to come into play this second half of May, and this is a great learning tool for you because you've been charging so much forward in your path of embracing your North Node in Pisces, which is connecting to the universe and spirituality, or like the 12th house, ruled by Neptune, right? This is your North Node. You've been working hard on that, and now you're given the opportunity to be shown that I still have gifts that in my South Node that are very valuable to me, and I think that's what's happening this second half. Now, how they're going to play out and be used by each of you individually, it remains to be seen, right? But just realize that if you are running into anything the second half of May, think about going into your South Node gifts, right? As I said, I mentioned them before: organization, focus, planning, all of those things, everything that rules Mercury, Virgo in the 6th house, right? Um, Now let's look at your advice cards. As I said, you have the Justice card reversed, and you've got the Four of Pentacles reversed. Um, one of the things that is happening, and your advice in this is getting you to open up new areas of your life. It's like a areas that were maybe like kind of stuck or clogged. That's what this reversed Four of Pentacles is saying. There's some things that you know you might have been focusing too much on that North Node in Pisces in the 12th house, and not using some of your gifts, maybe cutting yourself off of those gifts of your South Node. And so this is going to open you up when you start to tap into, hey, you know what? I can still move toward my North Node, but I can still use the gifts that I have in my South Node in Virgo or the 6th house. I can still use them. And I feel like this energy is going to like open you up when you do this, because it's like, it's not a situation of either or. Either I go North Node and forget the South, or I stay in South Node and forget the North. It's like this balancing type of a thing. And the energy that I'm feeling is when you do this and you're able to responsibly, tap into those South Node gifts and use them when they're needed. It's opening up this energy. I feel like this opening or unclogging type energy that's happening. Now, the Justice reversed is really saying that what you want to do is you want to make sure that the caution is when you go into the South Node and you're using your gifts, you want to make sure that you're not overly critical. And that's what the real challenge is. You don't want to go back into the critical mind of being critical of your life, being overly critical of yourself or your situation or other people around you within the situation. That's what the Justice card reverse is saying. Like, don't use those focusing things to focus on, like the more negative things. Okay, the focus should go into accomplishing your goals. But like, it's basically, this is like your inner critic, your inner critic. You don't want to let that creep in. That's the thing you don't want to let come back in, as far as your South Node is, like that inner critic of yourself, of your life, of other people, and the hyper focus, because that's kind of what I'm seeing, that there could be a tendency to do that as you're working through this. So yeah, really interesting energy of this second half of May. And it's something that's very unusual, because you don't always see a lot of times where you're being told, like someone on their path is being told to tap into those South Node gifts, but you're very definitely specifically being told to really start tapping into that for this balancing to happen. And as I said, the Chariot's an amazing card. This is the card of balance. And when you're balanced, you're going to be moving forward on your path, not veering one way or the other. But yeah, really great stuff. Anyway, I hope this reading was helpful to you and you found some value in it. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions in your life and would like a personal tarot reading tailored to you and your chart, or if you'd like your astrological chart analyzed where I could see where your timeline has been, where it's at now, and where it could be heading in the future, there's a link to my website in the description box below. With that, I'll say thank you. Many blessings.